What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back with some more off-season rebuilds. As today, we got to go back to the teams that were originally in the lottery, as we're done with all the teams from the play-in tournament and, you know, the teams that were eliminated from it. And today we have to do the Houston Rockets, who were the 14th seed in the West. That's where they finished. And this team has a ton of good young players to be excited about. But there's something else this team is missing. Let's talk about it. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We have a goal set of 50K subs for the end of this year. So if you're not subscribed, it'd be very helpful if you did hit that sub button. But let's talk about the Rockets, man. So the Houston Rockets, like I just mentioned, they end up at pick number, or not pick number 4. I don't know what I was about to say. They had the 14. They were the 14th seed in the West, and there's a lot of young players to be excited about here. We're like Jalen Green, Şengün, of course. Kevin Porter Jr. is not too bad either. Jabari, his rookie season wasn't as great as everyone would have wanted to, but I think the biggest thing this team needs is a culture reset a little bit. John Wall talked about it a little bit, how these guys just weren't disciplined enough, and it sounds like they've gotten rid of Steven, so maybe with a brand new head coach, that's going to help out a ton. And we need to bring in some veterans, in my opinion, as well, to try to like balance out the young guys that we have on the roster. We need some veteran leadership here, in my opinion, because there's a lot of good, talented players here in Houston. And of course, there's the James Harden rumors. I might go for James Harden in this video. It kind of depends on how this lottery goes. So let's just get to that. So that's obviously going to be the first important step of this offseason rebuild, is where the Rockets end up in the lottery, as we are projected pick 3. So as long as no one jumps up, we should be fine. We got Pelicans at 14, so that's going to stay the way it's supposed to. You got the Jazz at 13. But yeah, John Wall. Oh, did the Jazz just jumped up from 13 to top 4? Come on, man. Why couldn't I have done that? That's crazy. Okay, Orlando, number 12. Hopefully our spot didn't get like demoted too much. The Knicks, number 11. So, but like John Wall was saying, like these guys just weren't disciplined. It sounded like Eric Gordon kind of said there was no improvement when he was still here. So I think with Steven being gone, hopefully things will change in that aspect. We shall see. Was that Jazz pick Minnesota's or something? I guess 2K didn't have Minnesota in the playoffs in this scenario. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Orlando, number 8. Let's see what happens here, and that is going to stick there. So far so good, other than that Minnesota pick jumping up to the top 4, which is actually crazy. But Indiana, number 7. Let's see what happens here, and that's the Blazers. So I think the Pacers just jumped up. So that means our chances of being in the top 4 have diminished quite a bit, but maybe we're one of those 2 teams left. Charlotte, number 6. That's a good sign. Number 5. Is this going to be us? That's going to suck to get 5. I'm going to be honest with you. If we get 5, okay, we're in the top 4. I guess that's good. Hopefully I can get like 3 or 2. I feel pretty good about having 3 or 2. Spurs, number 4. Are we going to have the 4th pick? We do. Number 4, I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love having the number 4 overall pick, but that's the, those cards were dealt. So we have pick 17 from the Clippers as well, and then we also are going to have Milwaukee's pick. So really interesting circumstances. So staff signing Steven, of course, like I mentioned, he was fired, and I think it's great they fired him. It's time to get somebody else here. So I actually want to try to get a real assistant head coach that's like actually gonna maybe bring some disciplinary to this team. That is kind of the goal I'm looking for here as far as hiring a head coach. So if we can get like a real head coach that's going to bring a little bit of discipline here, I think that's going to go a long way for what the Rockets need going forward. So I'm going to hire somebody real quick, and I'll probably see y'all on draft night. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. The NBA playoffs are officially upon us, and there's no better way to get more out of the NBA playoffs that you're watching with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to bet overs or unders on the players you love watching. Let me show you the website. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop. Currently, we're on the desktop version, and you're going to be opened up with this. Basically, you have every sport you can imagine. You got tennis, soccer, PGA, CSGO if you're into stuff like that, MMA, but we're here for the NBA. The play-in tournament is officially starting, and I'm looking at some of these props right here, and I'm feeling juicy. So all you basically do, you can choose between 2 to 6 players. This is my favorite way of getting more out of the game I'm watching. I'm already going to watch the game, so might as well have some fun with it. So let's say I wanted to go Clint Capella over points, and let's say I want to go like maybe over Tyler Hero's prop as well. You just go more and more. 3 or 2 players is 3 times your money, and you can go all the way up to 25 times with 6 players. If you're still unsure about it, here are some examples of winnings I've had in the past, and you can go ahead and sign up with my link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They're matching your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 for first-time users. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. So before we head into draft night, basically we got just some random head coach. I don't even think he's real, so we're not going to worry about that too much. But just know the Rockets, they need to get a really good head coach that could bring some discipline action to this team, in my opinion. I think that's something they could desperately use. So, and then some guy that's going to use their young players correctly as well. Felt like Jabari wasn't used correctly at all in his rookie season, so that's going to go a long way as well. But I'm not going to be trading anybody before draft night. There's really no veteran here that I'm looking to move, or there's no young player I'm looking to move, so let's just jump straight in. Let's just see the cards we're dealt here. So Spurs are going to get Vic. Okay, number 2 is going to go Scoot Henderson. Fair enough. 3, I'm assuming Brandon Miller. So yeah, basically those top 3 go, and now we're stuck on the outside at pick 4. And I do see Jarris Walker or Cameron Whitmore, and I think either one of those, you really can't go wrong with either. We also could take a point guard if we wanted to, like with Amen Thompson. Wouldn't be a terrible idea to go for a point guard because we do need one. But I'm also might be setting my eyes on James Harden in free agency just based off how this lottery just went for us. But I feel like there's a chance I may not get Harden. That's why I should probably have the insurance of maybe drafting a point guard just in case. Should I take the Thompson twin at 4? Or should I take Jarris Walker? I think since we have our forwards kind of set in stone, unless I'm not going to start Tari Eason, because I know I'm starting Jabari at the 4, and then Eason I might start at the 3, which is what I'm kind of thinking about. So I guess I'll go ahead and take the point guard here with Amen Thompson at 4, and then at number 17, we'll go ahead and take, we could have taken a point guard here as well, but I think I'm going to take Dariq Whitehead at this selection, and then at 27, let's go to that next pick, and let's see if we can add here. So pick 27, got Derek Lively, James Najee, Marcus Sasser. I'm going to go James Najee here with that selection. So that is going to be my draft. So we walk away with Amen Thompson, who's a 77 overall. Could have taken Cameron Whitmore, of course, as well, or Jarris Walker, which I think would have been a fine pick. It's just, in my opinion, I want to get a point guard on this team, like, desperately. And I never let Amen Thompson develop. So maybe if I can, like, be patient with him, if we don't get James Harden, by the way, because I might sign James Harden. But we shall see. Darius Days, not too worried about him. So free agency, like I mentioned, the rumors are out there about the idea of Harden potentially going to Houston. I don't know if we'll be able to pry him away from the offer that the 76ers have on him right now, and I'm not bringing Kyrie Irving here either. So James Harden would be absolutely amazing. I don't know if I can get him to say yes. That's as much as I can offer him, and let's see. Yeah, we're only going to be a second option. He is probably going to go back to Philly, which kind of sucks. It would have been really cool to bring Harden back to Houston, but it's not going to happen. So I'm going to try one more offer, and if this doesn't work, then it's just kind of not going to happen. So 4 years, no option, and then I'll put the no trade clause. I don't know if that's going to change anything. Let's see. It is not. So Harden is going to be headed back to Philadelphia. It's looking like we tried, but it's not going to happen. So what do we want to bring in as far as veterans are concerned? I'm actually okay with this because that way we can develop Thompson and Kevin Porter Jr. if we let him keep going. We got Dariq Whitehead now, which I'm probably going to move Dariq Whitehead to the... Actually, I might leave my shooting guard. So I'm going to move Tari Eason to the 3, I think. I want him to start next to Jabari. And then our centers, I'm probably going to bring in a veteran backup center and a veteran backup power forward. I think that's where I want my veterans at. So veteran forwards we could bring in. So let's see. We need some guys that are going to be able to discipline this team a little bit. You know, kind of show this team the ropes. Got like Reggie Bullock, PJ Washington, Kendrick Williams, Grant Williams, Kevin Love, Rui Hachimura, Royce O'Neal. Honestly, a guy like Royce O'Neal would be actually really solid. So I'm going to bring in Royce O'Neal. This isn't going to be the sexiest signing in the world. Don't get me wrong. But I do want some veterans here to kind of bring, like I said, some of these young guys to some discipline and, you know, kind of show this team the ropes. So what's another veteran we can bring in? We got like Naz Reid, Jakob Poeltl, even Mason Plumlee or Christian Wigg, bring him back. Vucevic. I don't want to go that route. Got like Dwight Powell down here, Dwight Howard. I'm not doing that. So I think my best option here would be like Jakob Poeltl low key. Honestly, having him and Şengün, I just feel like, you know, Poeltl would rather be a starting center somewhere. So I don't know if that makes a ton of sense. Maybe we can bring in like Drummond as a backup center. So I'm going to try to bring in Drummond. We don't have to, we can just go through this. So Royce O'Neal, I am going to sign. And then I'm going to bring Andre Drummond in as well. Now, I'm not using my money to the best advantage, obviously, but I feel like Drummond and Royce O'Neal are some veterans that can kind of, you know, show this team the ropes a little bit, be a veteran presence. I think can go a long way. So I'm okay with that because we have a lot of young players and a lot of good young spots, and these guys are only going to keep developing. So not really too worried about bringing in like an impact free agent right away. This team is just going to naturally be good, honestly, as it is. So I'm going to move Tari Eason, like I mentioned, to the 3 because that's where I want him to play because I want him to start. So Eason's going to go to the 3, and then Jayshawn Tate, Tari Eason, and Kenyon Martin Jr. So I might move on from one of these guys at the deadline potentially. We shall see. And then Drummond will back up Şengün. And then that will pretty much be what we're rolling with. So I'm not going to sign anyone else in free agency. I definitely could, but I'm just going to roll with what we got. Our free agent, our offseason wasn't the best. I would have rather have had number 2 and get Scoot Henderson or sign James Harden. That would have been amazing to have like a better offseason. But if you just really look at it, this team is already developing as it is. So Drummond and Royce O'Neal will just be kind of those veterans, like I mentioned, that are just going to go a long way as far as just leading these guys. So, and then we brought in a better head coach. So hopefully that can go a long way as well. This team just needs a little bit of a culture reset, in my opinion, because there's a lot of good foundational pieces already as it is. Someone who's going to use these young guys correctly. I know I keep saying the same thing, so let me just stop talking. So let's just go straight into this next season, and let's see what we're about to look like. So Power Rankings only going to land us at 25. So they are going to start Amen Thompson right away, and I'm okay with that. I want to see what this man can do. So Thompson's going to start at point guard. Jalen Green, Eason, Jabari Şengün, KPJ, Kenyon Martin, Drummond, and then Jae'Sean Tate, and then Royce O'Neal as that last spot in the 10th man rotation, which is okay with me. Proficiency is only 3-star pace and space. Can we go up anywhere? We cannot. So I guess I'll leave it at pace and space system. And what is Thompson's shot tendency looking like? It is a, let's see. Where is it? Amen Thompson. He is down here. It's an 80. Oh, it's 65 with an 80 touch tendency. Not too bad. I'll leave that. I'll leave that the way it is. Actually, shot tendencies are kind of low across the board. I'm going to mess with these a little bit. I'm going to summate the season, and I'll see how we do. If I stop at the deadline, which I don't plan on doing, I will show you, but we shall see. So Donovan Mitchell actually wins MVP. I've never really seen that before, but that's cool to see, I will say. Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. Jordan Poole is 6th man. Giannis Defensive Player. Garland Most Improved. And Quinn Snyder is your Coach of the Year. So Mitchell and Garland absolutely just dominating that backcourt, man. Absolutely studly. But here's your All-NBA first team. I'm actually excited to see if Thompson got a All-Rookie first team notice. That would have been amazing if he did. And he did, which is amazing. So he actually made All-Rookie first team. So that's a really good sign going forward. I really need to let this guy develop. I usually don't let either of the Thompson twins develop. I just try to, like, I don't know, I always find a way to replace them, it feels like. So maybe we can try to, you know, be a little patient with them today. So we are actually in the play-in at 42 and 40 with the 8th seed. So not too bad. This is definitely a huge step to where we were last year, obviously. So 25 from Jalen Green. He took a massive jump, which is great to see. This is what you'd want to see if you were a Rockets fan. 17 from Jabari, 16 from Kevin Porter Jr. So him being a 6th man, I think is awesome. Şengün with 14 and 8. And then you got 11 from Thompson with 6 assists. Not too bad. 10.5 from Tari Eason, then 7 from Drummond, 7 from Martin, 6 from Jae'Sean Tate, and then 2 from Royce O'Neal. So I feel like if Jalen Green can be that scorer next to Jabari, I think that's going to go a long way. These two guys right here is what we're really and then Şengün as well, not to mention. So I think these 3 guys are my main scorers in my opinion, with Thompson and then Kevin Porter Jr. kind of contributing at a level as well. So let's even get past Memphis. I mean, this would go crazy if we could. So Thompson, Jalen Green, and we're going to go up against Ja Morant, Bane Warren, Jaren Jackson, Adams. So here we go. Game 1, we do beat them. So we are in the playoffs, and now we get to play the Pelicans in round 1. So we are getting some valuable playoff experience here with this young Houston team. Someone in current round against New Orleans, and we are going to actually push them to 6, but unfortunately we do come up short and lose to them in 6 games. So Jalen Green with 36, and then Tari Eason with 19 and 16 in that closeout game. So unfortunately, it doesn't come to the end we would have wanted, but it is definitely a great step to get into that plan from being one of the worst teams in the league to getting into the plan. Cleveland's going to have the championship go to them, and then I don't know if this offseason we have the Nets pick, because I did not see them in the playoffs. That would go insane if we can add that Nets pick to our arsenal right now. And Brooklyn was 35 and 47, so I'm not sure if we have it. Might be a pick swap. We'll see. But that could be another weapon we can use. So let's go ahead and see if we have that Nets pick. And it is going to be projected 7th overall. So I don't know if we're going to keep it or if it's a pick swap. We shall see. And it's going to be the 7th overall pick. Do we have any other selections in here? No. So we have 7 to add to this roster. Suns get 1, which is crazy to think about. But Suns at number 1. We have 7th overall. Staff signing. We got our head coach still here. So I'm going to leave that all the same. And I'm just going to fill this out real quick. So I don't know if the guy we're taking at 7 is going to be a huge part of what LeBron James. This is what people have been talking about. People have been commenting, why was LeBron James in a draft class? And I never knew what people were talking about. But now I see it. LeBron James is sitting here. And I'm sure that's supposed to be Bronny. I don't know why it's LeBron. I don't know. I could take LeBron James here, I guess, to be my new point guard. But I am going to try to stick with Thompson, like I mentioned. Justin Edwards would be interesting as well, but I honestly might take Xavier Booker here to be our backup center going forward. Also, he develops like crazy, so I'm going to take him at 7, and that's going to be a very good value of that Nets pick. And then we can take whatever we like, want to see. So I saw King Carlisle at 73. I'll just take him, and that will be my draft. So overall, pretty solid. We walk away with Xavier Booker. Could have taken LeBron James, I guess, but I'm cool with that. Carlisle, Collins, a lot of second rounders that I don't really need. So player options. Jayshawn Tate, I am going to decline. I feel like we just have so many forwards on this roster now that we can kind of move on from him and be fine. Qualifying offers, Kenyon Martin, also someone I wouldn't mind bringing back. And then I don't know if we have any free agents that we need to worry about just yet. So we're honestly still in the clear, and we do have money. So it would not be a terrible idea before we have to pay Jalen Green to use this cap space to our advantage. So yeah, if you look at it, Washington, Thompson, Carlisle, so a lot of depth at point guard. A lot of depth at the 2 and then at the 3 if you wanted to say so as well. And then Booker right now is at the 5 spot. So I'm going to go ahead and move Booker to the backup 5 because I want him to play backup 5 for Şengün. And then I honestly am probably going to move on from Drummond. I'm going to keep Kevin Porter Jr., but I'm going to move Drummond, I think, here. And I'm going to probably use my money. So do I want to sign like a small forward? I don't know. What's out there? Let's see. So right now, if we look in free agency, we have Anthony Davis. I don't know if I really want him. Jaylen Brown is interesting. We could go all in on Jaylen Brown. I don't know if he would even sign with me to begin with. I'm going to offer him a deal. Let's see what he says to that. He's declined. Okay, so we'd have to up our offer if we did want him. Kawhi, Halliburton, Edwards, of course, that'd be dream scenario. Paul George, Desmond Bane, Siakam, DeRozan, Lonzo, Claxton, Chris Middleton. So there's some guys we could sign here in free agency. Even like a Herb Jones would be interesting to bring in, but he is asking for a ton of money. Tobias Harris, Sadiq Bey. So there are some interesting players we could bring in while we have the money to use it if we wanted to. If we wanted to go ahead and go that route, we definitely could. But also kind of like what we have built in brewing here that I may not need to do that because I kind of want to give Tari Eason that starting small forward role going forward. And I did have Jaylen Brown in yesterday's video, so I don't know if I really want to do that. So maybe I'll just leave this the way it is, and then I'll just trade away Drummond at this point, get rid of him, and then we can just kind of sign just some fine forwards to be like good backups. Or if Cleveland really wanted to swap me Josh Hart, wouldn't mind that because Josh Hart is a really good player off of our bench, and I think he could be another really nice veteran presence. So Cleveland, you want to give me Josh Hart for Drummond? I'm okay with that. I actually think Josh Hart would be perfect as our backup small forward, and I'll bring in a backup 4, and we should be golden. So backup 4, we have like Vanderbilt. That'd actually be kind of perfect. Jared Vanderbilt coming off our bench. Sign me up for that. I'm actually okay with that. Let's sign Vanderbilt to come off our bench, and that'll be great. So we'll have Vanderbilt as our backup power forward, and then Josh Hart as our backup 3. That's plenty of defense coming off our bench, which is going to be amazing. And then Kenyon Martin might even come back. So I'm cool on free agency. I'm not going to go for the home run hitter and Jaylen Brown or anything like that. I'm just going to roll with Tari Eason. I believe in him. Thompson, hopefully you develop a little bit, and he goes up 1 overall. So this is why I don't really stay patient with them. But I'll keep rolling with him. Jabari's going to be an 86. Şengün's an 86. So Eason's 82. Maybe we don't really need Thompson to be all that great anyway. Like, we have the guys already. So we'll roll with it. And hopefully, eventually, maybe there's a chance he'll break out eventually. So let's go straight into loading this next draft class. And let's look at this rotation. Because this rotation, I think, is about to look very, very good. So if you really look at it, paying attention, power ranking lands at 13. We went from, so they are going to start Kevin Porter Jr. this year. So it's going to be Kevin Porter, Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Jabari Şengün with a bench of Vanderbilt, Kenyon Martin, Josh Hart, Thompson, and Josh Christopher. And then Xavier Booker right now isn't even getting minutes. That's how much depth we have. And Dariq Whitehead, and then Washington as well. So if we wanted to make a big trade, we definitely could. I'm going to move Thompson to the starting unit, though. So I like Kevin Porter Jr. more in a, kind of just that scoring guard role as a 6-man. I think that's where I want to use him the most. But man, I got to think about it. At the trade deadline, if there is a move to be made and like it makes just too much sense not to do it, I might do it, man. We might pull the trigger because we have so much depth here and so many pieces that I feel like with the amount of draft picks and the step we're wanting to take, if there's like a point guard out there, and I just said I wanted to be patient with Thompson, but if there's a point guard available, that thing just makes way too much sense not to bring in, I might have to consider it. So Donovan Mitchell won MVP last year, and this year it goes to Darius Garland. Nice. Matt goes Rookie of the Year for the Chicago Bulls. Bradley Beal, 6-man in Washington, so he's coming off the bench. Wembanyama is defensive player. Then Marcus Sasser is most improved. Brian Russell, Coach of the Year. As we went 62-20. So there's part of me that was like, we have so many assets. Maybe I should just go ahead and trade for someone at the deadline, kind of force the issue. But one thing I needed to know, by the way, if Indiana's not going to match Tyrese Halliburton, then I need to make him an offer more often than not because they did not keep Halliburton. And trust me, I love Tyrese Halliburton. So if you're not going to keep him, I'll take him off your hands if you're really just going to let him go for nothing. So next time, I'll keep note of that because Halliburton would have been amazing here. So 23 from Jalen Green, 20 from Jabari, 15 from Kevin Porter Jr., 13, and then Thompson with 10 and 6, 8 from Josh Hart, 8 from Kenyon Martin, and 7 from Josh Christopher, and then Vanderbilt with 4. But we don't need Vanderbilt to do anything crazy for us. So let's see who we get in round 1. We get the Utah Jazz, who I really wanted. I wanted Scoot Henderson. They have James Wiseman, Walker Kessler, and Lauri Markkanen all starting together. Very interesting with Abaji, Sexton, Cole Anthony. Holy moly. This team is actually low-key kind of loaded. So this is a scary AC, to be honest with you. To say I'm nervous, no, I'm not going to lie. We're down 1-0. Yeah, it's a scary AC we're going up against. And yeah, okay, we're down 3-0. And are we going to come back from 3? Okay. We lose in round 1 to an AF seed. That was low-key a scary AF seed, though. So, I'm not too surprised by that. But, yeah, unfortunately, we get the first seed and get eliminated by the AF seed. That is never a good sign. Never something you want to see. So, maybe I should have been more aggressive at the deadline, potentially. So, maybe that's what we're doing next. We are projected another Brooklyn pick. And that pick, oh, they get the... I was about to say, damn, I would have loved the second overall pick. But we get 8. So, you have pick 8. Then we have all these young guys in salaries as well. So, you know... might have to consider a big trade. I've been saying that, but I think it's time. Getting limited by an AF seed the way we just did is embarrassing. It's not what you want to be. It's just not where you want to see things go. So if we go into draft now, I'm pretty sure I don't have enough tradable contracts. Like Kevin Porter Jr., I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's expired right now. So I can't trade him, unfortunately. So I'm just going to draft whoever really quickly. They may not be a big part of what we do going forward. I'm just going to take Trent Flowers and call it a day. And that will be my draft. So we'll take that. And we'll get, that's it. So Trent Flowers, welcome. Accept all these options. And then Şengün, Jalen Green, big free agency ahead of us. But all right. I want to see if I can use Kevin Porter Jr.'s money. Imagine I send like a Tatum. That'd be wild. But yeah, Jalen Green, Şengün are must resigns. And then everyone else, it's kind of whatever. So yeah, I think we need to resign those two. And I'm looking to make a big trade. We cannot lose an AF seed again. That was just too embarrassing, man. We can't have that happen. So I'm actually going to try to target Dyson Daniels on the last year of his rookie deal because we know the deal with Dyson Daniels in 2K. We know what's going to happen with Dyson Daniels once we get him. So I'm going to try to get him. Thompson's just not doing it for me. He's not projecting or he's not progressing. Maybe this offseason he hits a huge progression, but I'm ready to take the next step. So I could find a way to try to keep him on the team as well, though, if I wanted to. Like, I could maybe force Kevin Porter Jr. in this trade instead of Thompson. And maybe that's what we should do. So something like this, we keep Thompson instead, and then have Thompson be a backup point guard. We got plenty of scoring. So Kevin Porter's not necessarily a necessity here. So I'm going to offer this. They don't agree to it right away, which is fair. Flowers, would he be a nice backup small forward right now? Yeah, I think he would be. So I could offer Dariq Whitehead as well. One of Whitehead or Flowers in this trade. They agree. So just like that, we get Dyson Daniels to be our new point guard. So Dyson Daniels is going to be our new point guard of this team, which he's on the last year of his rookie deal. So that's going to be a huge steal. Thompson will back him up. Washington is going to be more depth. We're going to bring in Jalen Green. Flowers going to back up Tari Eason, Jabari Vanderbilt, and then Booker, and then Şengün. So we have it all planned out. I'm excited. So let's just make sure we bring in Jalen Green and Şengün back. That's going to be very, very important. And then I wouldn't mind Josh Hart back as well, but that's okay. We can let him go. So Jalen Green, get him back, and then Şengün, same thing. Let's sign him. Done deal. Not worry about it. And boom, Şengün is back. So that's exactly what we needed. So anything else? Christopher, Josh Hart, I can bring him back as well, which I might do so for some more depth. We need a backup shooting guard. So Christopher wants a little too much money, though. I'm going to bring back Josh Hart. Worst case scenario, Christopher doesn't come back as qualifying offer. I can give Josh Hart that shooting guard spot. So feel pretty good. So let's do that. And then let's go straight to player progression. So player progression, maybe Christopher's back in his qualifying offer. That's fine. And he is. So we get Christopher Garuba back. Progression, Dyson Daniels hits up to an 85. 4 progression overall is insane. Thompson actually went up to 79. So still not great, which is why I'm okay with the Dyson Daniels move. So now we have a starting unit of Daniels, Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Jabari, and Şengün. This team should be pretty damn good, in my opinion. Like, we got that first seed last year. This year, we should have it and then be, like, dominant. That's just how I feel with the way we are right now, but we'll see. 9th overall power ranking. Rotation, it's Dyson Daniels, Jalen Green, Eason, Jabari, Şengün, Vanderbilt, Josh Hart off the bench still, Christopher, Thompson, and Xavier Booker. So I'm okay with that. 10 rotation proficiency. It's literally 4.5 pace in the space. So we could probably leave that the way it is. I'm going to celebrate this season, boys, and hopefully by the end of things, we win ourselves a championship. So once again, we finished up as a 60-win team at 60-22. So things seem to be going ultra well. So hopefully this year ends up in us being a champion. We shall see. First seed in the West, we all know what happened last year. Got embarrassed in round 1. So hopefully that does not transpire again. Jabari has hit his stride, 24, then Jalen Green with 22. Dyson Daniels with 14, I should say, and then 13 from Goon, 12 from Tar Easton, and 10 from Christopher. I'm going to go ahead and move this rotation to a 9-man rotation, though. Just I think that'll be a little bit better for us. So let's see how this goes, man. Hopefully, we're not embarrassed by an 8 seed again. Unfortunately, we'd have to play Luka and Kyrie, and they added Porzingis back. So solid Dallas roster. Let's simulate Kurt around, and hopefully this does not go. Yeah, okay. So we swept them. This time, we take care of the 8 seed. No sweat. No sweat at all. Halliburton, OG, Franz Wagner. Wow. San Antonio. You guys have put together a good roster. I'm not going to lie to you. OG, Halliburton, Franz Wagner, Sohan, Webb, and Yama. This is a good damn roster. Low key. Game, actually high key. They blew us out in game 1, but we evened it up. 129 to 105. 22 from Halliburton. Game 3. Dude, we're going to lose to the Spurs, man. 3-2. Okay, can we beat them in 6? No, game 7, of course. Game 7. Man, why are these teams like, why are these GMs in this Western Conference right now doing such a good job at assembling rosters? Because, like, this team is actually insane, but we're blowing them out in the first quarter. So keep the foot on the pedal. Do not let them back in this game, please. Let's keep this up. Looks like we're moving on. So we blow the Spurs out in game 7. Thank you. 39 from Jabari. W to see that. 33 from Jalen Green. And now we get to play the Thunder. So the Thunder have Shea, Grimes, Edwards, Jalen Williams, Chelmgren, Naz Reid. So they no longer have Josh Giddey, which I find a little surprising. So hopefully no Josh Giddey means we get the W here. 149, 123, 28 in, or 38 and 8, 27 and then 20, 37, I should say. 2-0 lead, 3-0. Nope, 2-1, 3-1. No, please win game 5. I hate this. Okay, let's go to 8-man rotation, and we got to go Simcast. 8-man rotation, Simcast. I want to start Thompson over Daniels. All right. Thompson has hit a stride, I guess. Here we go. Game 6 to force the game 7 back to Houston. My luck in 2K is just like super unfortunate. As you can see, we're going to get blown out here, it looks like, unless we crawl back in. We blow them out. Can we crawl? Oh my goodness, bro. We took it at the very end. Wow. Jabari 22. All right, game 7. Let's go. All right, they want to fix the rotation back up to what it was. Let's see what that's going to be. They want to start Daniels again. All right, game 7. This is to go play Boston. Can we do just that? Here we go. Can we win game 7? We did not get this far just to lose, right? Okay, we take the lead. They take it back. We take it back. We're running with the lead, and it looks like we got it. Okay. San Antonio and Oklahoma City, man. Tough to get past both of them, but we did. So 2 game 7s, and now we get Boston. So let's see what Boston look like. Got Bones Highland, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Trey Lyles, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, Nick Richards, JD Davidson, Lindy Waters. Game 1, up 1-0. Blow them out, 156 to 117. 33 from Dyson Daniels. Daniels, I need this from you every game, man. If you're doing this, we're winning 100%. Game 2, 2-0. We go up 3-0? Yes, we can. I think we got it. Right? Let's go, baby. We brought Houston a championship. Jabari is your Finals MVP. And like I said, man, Houston, a lot of good young pieces. Jalen Green, Jabari, Şengün. That is a big 3 I think everyone would be excited about. Bring in the right head coach. Bring in the right veterans around them. I think you got yourselves a very good core going forward in Houston. And you got all those draft picks of Brooklyn's as well going forward. So, and then not to mention Tar Easton as well on top of that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely drop it a like if you did. Houston, you got a bright future ahead of you if you execute correctly. But this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.